Hello folks, and welcome back to Saving Miller. I know it's been a while, I apologize for that. So this video is a bit special. It's not about me, it's not about Saving Miller. I am in Spruce Pine, North Carolina, and this is the area that got severely damaged by Hurricane Helene. And so I wanted to get the word out to you guys and let you know what's happening. I am boots on the ground, I'm literally here. I've been here for 2 weeks, helping people recover, getting power to people's houses. The town here, honestly, there's a lot of devastation, as you can see. There used to be 6 of those oil tanks over there. I don't know what was in them, actually. I shouldn't call them oil tanks, those tanks. 3 of them are gone. 1 is very damaged. So you can kind of get a picture of what happened. So this is the local grocery store, and it was completely flooded. I'll come down here. There was about 3 feet of water in this store, and so now obviously it's not functioning, and it's definitely creating a challenge for the local community here. There is, however, plenty of food and water. There have been ridiculous amounts of donations coming in. There's water, bottled water everywhere. The water for the city is back on. It's somewhat intermittent, but it is available. It is to people's houses now, so they can do laundry and take showers, and the power is back on here. However, the town here is in decent shape. I mean, there's still a tremendous amount of devastation. There's going to be years of rebuilding, but in other remote areas along creeks and rivers, there are still many, many people without power and water, and they have no warm place to live, unless they have wood heat, which is actually fairly common, but fuel oil is not really being distributed. Still a huge amount of recovery. So today is 3 weeks. 3 weeks since the storm. NOAA, the official National Weather Service, officially states that there were about 31 inches of rain. And I don't care where you are, that is a ridiculous amount of rain. So that's what caused all the flooding. All that rain came down into the rivers and creeks and just really caused a lot of devastation. So this is the South Toe River. This is a fairly normal river level. It's only a couple of feet deep. Obviously there are some deep pools, but this is not a big river. This river, from where it is now, came up approximately 25 feet. It washed out the railroad. So right there's the railroad. It has been rebuilt. Like, it was completely washed away almost. I think the rails were still there and the ties were there, but the railroad has been working furiously to get this rebuilt. So there are just trucks everywhere hauling various kinds of aggregate to make these repairs. So the town of Spruce Pine here is kind of a tourist destination, and Lower Street was flooded out. I think most of the shops there had about 5 or 6 feet of water in them, and so it was really, really devastating. And Lower Street, it's in front of us here behind the trees. It's hard to see from here. Lower Street had restaurants and shops, antique shops. It was really kind of this is the heart of Spruce Pine. It is a tourist destination. That's pretty much what happens here. So you can see the wind actually was responsible for a lot of these trees. They had approximately 100-mile-an-hour winds. So I wanted to make this video for a couple of reasons. One, to try to get some accurate information out to you guys, and also to let you know how you can help. So I've been here, I've been hooking up generators and getting people access to water while I've been here. But the need going forward, there's several things. So one, it's getting cold. So it was we had freezing temperatures this morning. It was very cold, about 27 to 29 degrees. And a lot of people, here you can see more damage. This is just from the rain. There were a lot of landslides. And so roads were undercut. And so it made a lot of roads unusable, especially for heavy equipment. Now I'm walking over this. I don't know if it's safe. But I'd like to address one point. So, well, several points, but the first point is the government response. So FEMA is here and the SBA is here. The SBA has no money to make loans to small businesses. They are processing applications. This is public knowledge. I'm just sharing this information. You can easily verify it. But they are out of money. Congress is responsible for this. They need to authorize more funds. So the Small Business Administration cannot help these people right now. Maybe in the future they'll be able to get them some money. But right now, they're out of money. You can make an application, but they won't get their funding until Congress is back in session. Congress is on vacation, campaigning, so keep that in mind when you talk to your local congressman. That's what they're doing instead of helping out the American people. We're looking at a very tiny slice of the thousands, tens of thousands of people who were affected by this hurricane. This was a fantastic little restaurant here, one of the best in the area, flooded out. And you can see the watermarks there. They had about 3 feet of water in this one. So the Small Business Administration has no money. FEMA has money. They are here. But I'll be honest with you, they really have not helped anyone as far as I can tell. They are setting up shelters, but we're 3 weeks in, and the shelter has just opened. 3 weeks later. 3 weeks. People have been without power and water for that whole time. So I think FEMA is mostly useless. The people who have actually helped this community recover are Christian organizations, the churches, volunteers. I would consider myself a volunteer, although I'm here because I have family here. I'm here primarily helping family, but the churches and Christian aid organizations and the locals working together hand in hand are really the ones that have put this community back together. Another bright spot is Duke Energy. I cannot believe how they pulled this off, but they have brought the power back. Thousands of trees hit the power lines, and they have brought the power back to the majority of the county. There's still about 20%, from my understanding, what I've heard, about 20% of the county still does not have power. So there's a long ways to go. Here you can see more of the devastation. Long ways to go to get things back to normal, but it's on the way. So the federal government, in my opinion, dramatically failed this community. Well, the state, the federal government failed the state. Tennessee is heavily affected as well. There's lots of bridges washed out. I don't know how people are doing over there. It's a little bit hard to say. Okay, so the next point, there have been lots of rumors about gangs and things like that. To be honest, I have one example that I'll share with you. But other than that, I've not heard credible evidence of burglary or looting or anything like that. I know it's happened on a very small scale, but it's not widespread. There were a group, and this is not made up. I'm secondhand witness to this. So verifiable information. There was a group of Venezuelans here. They burglarized 2 homes, and they were arrested and detained. I don't know what else they may have done. There are other rumors that potentially they were attempting to abduct children or women. I'm going to say there's very good evidence that they were doing that, or they were attempting to do that. I don't know if they were successful. As far as other rumors, I cannot verify that. I would say in general, things have been fairly peaceful. Obviously, in any situation like this, there are bad actors, and they've been around. But in general, they've been fairly contained. It hasn't been a huge problem. So, those two rumors I just wanted to address. Yes, the locals are armed, and it's a bad idea for any nefarious intent, any nefarious person to come here to do harm. But the community is rebuilding, so here are the needs going forward. One is heat. Winter is coming, like I said, and people are going to need heat. And so donations of heaters and propane are currently the need. However, the needs shift pretty quickly. And it's important to keep in mind that, if you send water right now, that is actually not helpful. There are so many truckloads of water everywhere. It's ridiculous. Every single church has a semi-load of water, and we have nowhere to put it, and it's going to freeze soon. So, clothing may be useful. I don't know. But I would suggest that if you want to help out, there are two ways. One, financially, give to the local churches. If you have a connection, you can figure out where a local church is. I'll give you 3 names. 4. So one is the Ark, one is the Grove, and one is the Bridge. I personally know people who are part of these churches. And the other one is the First Baptist. I think it's First Baptist of Spruce Pine or something like that. There are many, many churches, though, and it shouldn't be too difficult for you to find their websites and make a donation. And the reason that that's beneficial is because they can direct your donation to the people who need it most, because they're on the ground, they know their members, they know the community, and they can make sure that your donation is put to good use. Because there are a lot of people who lost their homes and a lot of people who lost their jobs. So there were many, many businesses. Like, this is one tiny slice of the community that was affected. I mean, we're talking 100-mile, well, maybe a 75-mile radius at least, where there's this devastation. And a lot of businesses are in low-lying areas like this. And so if they were here, they were just wiped out. Like, the business is gone. So people have lost their jobs, and they can't work. They have no income. And so these people need to be supported. And it's very unfortunate. This is not necessarily faulting anyone, but the government probably is not going to help them. The insurance company is not going to help them, because if the damage to their home or business was caused by flood, almost no one here has flood insurance. And so if it's considered flood damage, it will not be covered by insurance typically. I'm sure there's probably exceptions. But yeah, just for perspective, like, here's the river, and I would be completely underwater where I'm standing right now. Those buildings there had water on the first floor. So there's a tremendous need for donations, and the local churches. I'll also mention PCCR. I've been working with them somewhat, kind of supporting them, filling some individual needs as I was able. They would be a good organization to donate to. Samaritan's Purse is another one. They have been doing very, very good work. They are down in Pensacola, cleaning out people's houses that were just completely devastated. They have a lot of volunteers, and from what I saw a couple days ago, they were doing some very good work. Very, very helpful. So we have Samaritan's Purse, PCCR, the churches, That's really, as far as my firsthand knowledge, that's primarily where you can donate your dollars to help the people. Okay, so the second thing, so there have been many volunteers. There's a lot more than me. I'm not the only one here. There's thousands of volunteers in the area. Linemen are doing important work rebuilding the electric system, the grid, and there are many other skilled people who are here doing a lot of work, but we're entering the rebuilding phase. And so if you want to volunteer and you're a skilled tradesman, electricians are very much in need. Plumbers on some level, and then carpenters, roofers, those kinds of trades are in high demand. There are a lot of people who need that help. And so if you're interested, that is how you can help. Number one, donations to the churches or verified relief organizations, and donating your time. Like, all these shops need to be rebuilt, and this is, I'm showing you a tiny slice. Multiply this by 1,000, maybe more. Asheville was hit very hard. That's a large city south of here. And many businesses there were devastated, so a lot of jobs were lost. So hopefully this is helpful. All of the information that I've shared with you can be verified. I have a first-hand view of what's going on here, and I wanted to share that with you. I will be posting this in various places, so hopefully if you want to help, there's tremendous need, and I'm hopeful that this gives you a good idea of how you can help. So until next time, Saving Miller out.